But you know the thing about dogs is they're reincarnated people. So you've really got to know the dog, right? Blows on boom balls, but ding ding bang bang bang, but don't but no boom blum da blum da dum da dum junkyard dum da wildcard day dum 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 dum. Well, I'm a jerk like that, a dog like that, I'm smooth like that. I'll kick your cat. I'm a junkyard Joey, gonna tell a story to you about wildcard day, motherfucker. Gonna shoot a video, but gotta drive a Prius. Went to confession today. That was yesterday, Jesus. Actually, today was communion. Man, I don't work for no union no more. Junkyard Joey's unemployed. I got a junkyard. I'm making noise, motherfucker. Boom, blah, boom, 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 blah, blah. Boom, boom, blah, boom, 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 blah, blah. Boom, boom, blah, boom, 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 blah, blah. Boom, boom, blah, boom, boom, blah, blah, blah. Blah, 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 blah. Well, my spirit animal is Michael Rapaport. His temper's short. Sometimes I think he's obsessed with sports. I own a junkyard. Mothergrabbers, I'm a go-far. With my junkyard gonna become a demolition driver. Oh, my favorite Edgar Wright is baby driver. Who gives a is Kevin Spacey's in it. It's still got Jamie Foxx. Jerk like that. He's creepy like that. He got fired like that. Canceled like that. Damn like that. Junkyard Joey loves Michael Rapaport. Junkyard Joey have a couple quarters, but he don't have a wife and daughter. Don't force this is what you'd say. And I didn't get custody. Hey, I'm a dog. Sometimes I mess up, motherfucker. That's just the luck, motherfucker, of the fucking draw, motherfuckers. I'm making noise. My favorite wildcard male is freaking Croy. My favorite female is Joanna Jefferson. They call her Lady Black, son. Black Lives Matter, that shit ain't getting done. I love that gal. She loves her dad. He's my tolerance. He reminds me of my dad, DeAngelis Sr. Man, don't even with him. He rested in heaven. He's just like God. He's number 7. He didn't teach me how to read, but he gave me a junkyard to inherit and dopamine pictures to feed. Did you ever seen Casablanca? Uncle Joey gonna have to funk ya on a mother-grabbing Beastie Boy's head. MCA raced in pieces like your dad. I cried when I went to Lake Chuck, listening to Check Your Head, motherfuckers. Uncle Joey, it's your cousin. Oh, my head's straight buzzing with these rhymes. Michael Rapaport, your temper short. I said, Michael Rapaport, your temper short, but I love you. Michael Rapaport, your temper short. Michael Rapaport, your temper short. Because I'm a jerk like that, a junk like that, a chunk like that. Man, we're getting fat and I don't really want to tell you about the wild card, man. What about Dr. Todd? Yo, he's a man who used to do bad stuff in the war. Ain't you ever seen What you know about those boys in the way is what I'm saying. Like my man on film and give it 2 snaps. And maybe around the world and we get the claps. Because I talk about... So let Uncle Joey tell you about old Franny. He's a cop. He got some nanny taking care of him down on this old person preserve. Man, it's a bunch of nurses and old people. It's kind of nice. Cousin Joey's been here twice. So let's talk to Francis, the formerly talking cop, old Houlihan, man. He's an old man. For joining the listening portion of my remembrance. I don't get to talk quite often about these things, and I'm fast tiring of it, right? My life is about more peaceful things than Wildcard Day, so you won't see much of Brother Francis unless you need a little guidance and love. But I'd like to tell you all that, well, heroism sometimes makes you a bag of dogs, right? Like, have you ever read The Hero by George R. R. Martin? He's killed by his own honor, right? So what is honor when all you're doing is killing other people? So, Josh Todd, hashtag Josh Todd, Brother Todd. That is the Brother Todds of the Sisters of the Buck Cherries and Wheats. Yes, they're down there in Orange County. Lots of recovering addicts there. Love you, Joshua, Brother Joshua. And when is your Brother Thomas going to come back to the faith? Brother Thomas, we miss you. We'd love to have your percussion here. Give back to God all that you can save. Brother Francis, Give back to God all that you have. Give back to God all that you have. Doctor Tom. I am now Brother Francis, with the Brothers of Mercy and doing penance for having done not much good on Wildcard Day of September 15th in 1946. The war had just ended. All was lovely and well in the world. Some stupid fruit from the planet Takisian, he chased about a bunch of scientists around our atmosphere, all God's atmosphere, brothers and sisters and lay people and persons who still get laid. It were a dark day because they dressed so fruitily, with feathers in their caps, in death in the holds of their Takisian psychotic and psychic spaceships. They brought death, destruction, and godlike powers to the United States of America. And I got to tell you, that's not a wise thing to do, all right? Oh dear. Your holy penitent, Brother Francis. He was down there on the ground floor along Broadway. I was doing my job, making sure nobody was going. An early impression of a latter Paul Newman film and steal change out of the parking, because I was just a parking cop at the time. But at the time, I had developed a strange bad habit, brothers, sisters, people. A terrible habit. A habit I don't like talking about. Oh, who the crap would be drinking vodka? As long as there are Eastern Europeans in the world, this will happen. No, I'm not talking about alcohol. I'm talking about bird watching. You see, brothers, although I was a fair to middling cop, I really wanted to be a bird watcher. Oh, Brother Francis, the talking cop O'Houlihan, didn't talk about his one dachshund, which was that he didn't want to be an Irish cop in a novel written in the 80s that was a pastiche. He wanted to be a bird watcher. Well, as it so happened. Oh, the fruity Takisians, they battled each other over our atmosphere because it was really, they call that stuff, virtue. I call it the unfortunates of having sperm in your balls. The bird watching, brothers, the bird watching which made me. They made me take the binoculars from a little boy, or a woman or a man, I can't quite remember. But it was having worked in the basement at Bell Telephone when my cousin Todd, who I had not talked with for a while because he had the whiskey problem. As we all know, we would be ruling the earth if it weren't for whiskey. But I'm not here at the Brothers of Mercy and Penitence for having done a bag of dongs on Wildcard Day, September 15th, 1946. Brothers, sisters, and lay people and people who choose to not be brothers or sisters, but just like me, asexual and not identifying, because I didn't care. I liked to jog in the park. I fed the squirrels in Central Park. It was gorgeous. But God called me home to Lake Charles, Louisiana. The reason I do such penances behind the big white house in Lake Charles, Louisiana, is not just because I have spent all of my childhoods there ever since Wildcard Day, but because of the binoculars I stole. Yes, there were. I made a lot of confession in my time here. It did not take long because I didn't drink, I didn't gamble, I didn't do the drugs, I didn't cheat on my wife because I didn't have one. I was a proto-asexual, you might say. I never played with myself. I never even had to see a doctor a day in my life. I got boners, but they just went away. And I would read a book. Norman Mailer, perhaps. Hunter S. Thompson, maybe. In the 60s, he was nice, he was good. But, yes, so your brother Francis had to tell you that, there was a man. You might know him as Dr. Todd. He got a little obsessed with a movie called Casablanca. Your father's going to try to climb down from a half-rotted tree now. He'll do it quickly. That's right, brothers. Oh, Lord, can we climb off of trees more safely? Back to Brother Todd, Cousin Todd. Back to Father Todd, Cousin Todd, the Church of Father Todd, who was a cousin to me. He had been working in Bell Telephone when he found a fat man and a skinny Eastern European type fellow fighting, and there was an explosion. And Well, he ended up doing more than drinking. He got on the old morphine. He got a little bitter. And since he had been singing those dumb songs from Casablanca in his head and heart that night, he became obsessed with the movie, so he decided to become a raconteur. I'll be darned. Well, what ended up happening, you see, is that dumb fool jet boy wrecked into a I'm sorry, may the Father forgive me. That dumb fool jet boy wrecked into a blimp full of an alien virus, right? Because your friend by the dumpster, he found it in Dr. Todd's, cousin Todd's, brother Todd's, well, the penitent Todd of the Fathers of Mercy and idiots who didn't do anything good on WildCard Day. Well, Brother Francis likes to lie on the grass. Back in the days, he never got his hands on ours because he didn't really like doing it. He liked feeding squirrels in parks. That's right.